show. You can get to know me better at Celebrity CEO Show, CelebrityCEO.com, CelebrityCEO.com. Ramon Ray started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, 2 adult kids, and 1 wife of 30-something years. Glad to be here today, joined by my 2 friends, 2 experts in business. Always love hanging around with them. Lanika E. Johnson, press staffing and trash logic. Robert Kenny III, communication specialist extraordinaire. And I keep saying that because I keep forgetting his company because I've just known him as like Robert Kennedy, the best communication specialist in the world. So, Robert Kennedy, tell the people who you are. Welcome to Clubhouse. And by the way, those listening to the sound of my voice, just so there's no confusion, we are streaming on the Clubhouse app, and I'll get to my friends on Clubhouse in a bit. That's the audio-only app. So feel free to download the app and join us in Breakfast with Champions, and then we are live streaming on video as well. I think it's across now 9,782 channels across the world, last I checked. So welcome. Robert Kennedy III, the mic is yours, brother. Talk to the people.
Thank you, brother. Robert Kennedy III, RK3 is what the cool people call me. I am the president of, here it is, Ramon, Kinetic Communications. Yeah. Kinetic Communications, a communications firm based in Laurel, Maryland. We work with business owners and business leaders who want to generate more sales and generate more visibility. And we show them how to do that by showing up more confidently in person and on video.
I love it. And that is definitely something, Robert, people like you and myself and Lanika, we may not, know how important it is because we're extrovert or speakers, whatever it is. And God gives everybody a grace. But man, as I travel across the world and the country, I know, not everybody likes the mic, wants the mic, is comfortable with it. So thank you for what you do, Robert, and those listening for the next 55 minutes. To my friend Robert Kennedy, definitely the man to see for all things communication and more. Just have a chat. Just have a chat. You know that your mama told you weren't like this. Your daddy told you. School, right? That was for me, Robert. Just the fear of just going up there and things like this. Some of it's things we may not know. So Robert Kennedy III, definitely a man who can help you with that. Lanika E. Johnson, welcome here. Glad you're here today. Talk to the people. Tell the people who you are and what brings you here.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm so happy to be back. Missed you guys for a couple of weeks.
Missed you too, yeah.
Yeah, I am Lanika E. Johnson. I am the CEO of both Trash Logic and Press Staffing, where we help entrepreneurs do more, better, and faster. Super excited to announce that this is our 1-year anniversary of Press Staffing. Woo! So I am just so blessed to have had great clients and to be able to help people like you, Ramon.
Yes, indeed.
Really just support your business and help you to do things that you just don't have time to do. So this is super exciting for me, and I'm looking forward to the next year. But thank you for having me here every week.
I love it. I love it. You are so welcome. And wow, Robert, I think you know this gentleman. Maybe you don't, but Chris Stone is joined us. You may know him too, Lanika.
You know. What's going on, Chris Stone?
Chris Stone is here. We got to the next level. Oh, RK3, you are the man. He could have said RK3, you're the man, and Lanika, you're popping, Ramon. But no, it's RK3, you're the man. That's okay, Chris.
I hired Chris. I hired Chris to go everywhere I go. I need a hype man.
You need a hype man, of course. My friend, Christy. Oh, she said, okay, congratulations, Lake. Okay. You can see how sensitive I am, Robert. Christina Howard, welcome. Glad you're here, Christina. You inspire me, how you move and shine and all the amazing things you're doing. All right, before we begin the show, good morning and good day to those on the Clubhouse side. Glad you're here. Good to see you, Julie Riga. I see you popping up in the streets here and there and the other places. Natasha, Tony, Jessica's here, Cabs, and Sonia's here. Chima, Patricia, and River. River, you and I hang out like on Sundays at 6 a.m. in TM Hyman's room and all the time. Maria Lynn, glad you're here. Thanks, Maria, for being here. Amazing real estate agency in Staten Island, Long Island, some island somewhere, Alaska, France. I don't know, somewhere it is in the world. John is here. John, just an amazing human with such a beautiful voice, a beautiful heart. In law enforcement for many years and now a podcaster, radio host, and so much more. Julie Loken, glad you're here. Julie Loken and her partner Dominique have hosted Creative Con, their second one this year. I was blessed and privileged to be a part of that, and they're already working on Creative Con 2025, so definitely get your tickets, Creative Con with an 8, so check that out. Julie Loken, good to have you here. Christina said good morning to you, glad you're here, and Trisha. Before I begin the show today, which Robert has just totally changed everything. I'm stuttering, I can't even speak, but before we get there, Clubhouse side, anybody else wanted to unmic, say your name before we begin the show today? Anybody else wanted to jump in? Let me know. And if not, no problem. Question, comment, thought, win, share. All right. Good. All right. Good. So here we go. So listen, I got a lot I want to get into. One, I'm going to try to get into. I've been sick for about 10 days. And seriously, Robert and Lanika, sick. I had a mild flu, so I wasn't throwing up and vomiting on my back and all that, like it could have been worse. I was very capable, able to get up and go here and there, except when my wife was around. Then I was, oh my God, baby.
That's what it is. I said, now what's up with men falling apart? It's when we're around. Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
I need the remote.
I mean, we like to be taken care of. I mean,
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. No.
As long as we get that same treatment, and
yeah. I mean, why pull the covers over your feet, Robert, when your lady can do it for you? All right, so
we're gonna get in trouble this morning, dude.
Exactly.
So.
But where was I at here? So I wasn't feeling well. I wanted to just see if I'll leave for 20 minutes or so to get into that. Just it shifted me, Lanika and Robert. It got me thinking about some things, and I want to bring the BWC family in as well whenever you guys are ready. It got me thinking not so much about life. It didn't go that deep, but in a way it did. And I'll touch on that in a minute. I'll get some headlines. But this thing about 75 hard. I'm gonna get Robert a chance to do that. If you're in the clubhouse side, you've been doing 75 hard, feel free to put this on there. I know we have so many. I don't know why you'd want to do a thing like this, but 75 hard people. 75 hard is this thing that people do. I've watched Robert, my good friend Leslie Samuel, Delator McNeil. Some people may know this names. I'm sure many others have done it as well. Anika could have done it for all I know as well. But 75 hard. I think you exercise. Soft. Yeah, that's me. You exercise 3 times a day or 30 times a day, something insane, for X amount of minutes. You eat a certain amount, do this, can't get in your phone. It's basically like being in prison, but not being in prison. I'm messing around here. It does get you healthy. Robert, tell us what 75 hard is. And my joke that Robert and I did, I said, hey, I'm making a new company, I think called 3 Soft, where you work out once a month.
There you go. Robert, I'm with that.
Let me help the people, Robert. Tell people about 75 hard, why you liked it or like it, and how that's changed your life. Talk about that, Robert.
Yeah, so 75 hard, you can go to 75hard.com. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that, so just to check it out if you want to go. But 75 hard essentially is a mental toughness program where you choose a diet and you stick to that diet for 75 days. You do 2 workouts per day, 45 minutes each, one of which has to be outdoors. You also take a progress selfie daily to keep yourself. You got to read 10 pages of a book daily as well. So a lot of the things are things that some of us are already doing, right? And so it is not that it's this insane, rigorous climb Mount Kilimanjaro thing. It's stuff that you do, right?
It kind of sounds like it is, though.
However, sometimes when you're on an exercise program, right? You work out on Sunday, you work out on Monday, Tuesday, you get up, you're like, oh man, my body's sore. I'm tired. I don't feel like working out today. So you don't. And then you go lay back down in bed, you might eat a chip or whatever. And then you say, yep, I'm gonna get back at it on Wednesday. And in 75 hard, you've got to say no. You got to say no chip. Yep, I got to get up. Yep, I got to do this thing. And for me, it was there's one thing I forgot. You got to drink a gallon of water daily. You got to drink a gallon of water. Yeah. So that's the other thing. So the very first time that I did it, I started to get like a little dizzy around day 42 or something like that. And with 75 hard, if you miss a day, you start over. You can't just say, let me pick up and get to day 43 after that. If you miss a day, it's back to day 1. So so the first time that I did it, I was, not feeling so great around day 42. And so I stopped. But then do you still have to take cold showers? No, you don't have to take cold showers unless you would like to, but it's not a requirement of the program. And also, wait, before you start it, just for those of you that are researching it, before you start it, make sure that you're in decent physical health.
Fair enough.
So that you're not all of a sudden chugging down a gallon of water and doing all of these strenuous exercises. And the exercises are they're flexible, right? You don't have to say, oh my gosh, I'm gonna start riding 50 miles or whatever. You might say, okay, I'm gonna go on a 45-minute walk, right? That's one of the exercises. And for me and my wife, it was fantastic. I think it brought us closer together. We were walking every day. I know, exactly, Ramon. I like it.
No, Robert, I want to troll and
That
go on,
wasn't even
but really,
Valentine's Day.
this was beautiful, and I think we should keep the energy right here. I'm very proud of you, seriously, and I know it's good. It's good to do if you can, but as Robert said, definitely not talk to your doctor per se, but make sure you have some level of
Yes.
health, and like anything, my nephew went to be a firefighter. He took a month or two of training before the training. You know what I mean?
Right.
To condition his body to be conditioned. So I joke and kid a lot. I'd say I kid with people who I love more. Lanique, anything on that? Then I want to see BWC folks have anything to say about 75 hard, and we'll move on to the show.
I actually know a lot of people who were doing 75 hard or are doing 75 hard, and they look amazing. They all say that it's an amazing program, but it made me think about all of the programs over time, right? I'm 50 now, and I think about Insanity. Remember when everyone was doing Insanity? And I always wonder, like, what happened to those programs? Do people just not do those anymore? Remember Tybo back in the day?
Yep.
Billy Blank.
Yeah, Billy Blank. I wonder if people just kind of, when the new thing comes, like that's the new thing, and how long will it last before something new comes out? Because those were all great. I did Insanity back in the day, and it was amazing. The transformation. So that's what it makes me think about, though.
Yeah. For me, 75 hard was more about the mental discipline than it was about the physical activity.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Mm-hmm.
And I think, Lanika, that 75 hard, who knows, will last forever, because I think this is one of those things that's totally organic. There's no guy selling it. It's just people who hear about it and do it. So it's not like not Crunch. What's the one that went out of jail? Zumba. I think Zumba had something happened. One of these. And again, these are things anybody can do, but I think when you're trying to make a business out of it, a little different. But 75 hard is just not David Meltzer, but the other guy,
Andy Frisella.
Thank you, Andy Frisella. So, but anyhow, Robert Kennedy, thank you so much for inspiring us on the BWC side. Anybody wanted the beauty of being on BWC and this show here on the audio platform is that my friends on the Breakfast with Champions side. Anybody can unmic, say their name, and join in. Hey, Sean, good to see you here. By the way, Sean, glad to have you here. Christina Howard, of course, good to have you here live video. Brian Swift is here with us. Our Dean has an amazing story. One of the only people I know, like I can call, who's had her gear in a big box retailer. So, our Dean, glad to have you here. Of course, Chris Stone, glad to have you here as well. All right. Anybody on the BWC side wanted to unmic and talk about anything before I move on to our next topics? I'll give you like 3 seconds. All right. 1, 2. Cool. Moving forward. All right. Few headlines I wanted to touch on today. I know we're 15 after the hour, Robert and Lanika, and these are just brand new headlines looking at them from the right side of LinkedIn News. But I just wanted to riff a little bit, and then I'll touch in what I've learned about being sick. But I thought it was interesting that Matrix Studio, the company behind it's called Village Roadshow Entertainment. They made Joker, the Lego movie, The Matrix. They filed for bankruptcy protection, Robert and Lanika, just so you know, embroiled in a legal dispute with longtime partner Warner Brothers. Lesson learned. All kind of lessons, again, what us small businesses are doing is a little different than what they're doing, but your partnerships, your legal agreements are so important. NASA astronauts are headed home. They thought it was going to be 4 weeks, 6 weeks trip and ended up being like 9 months or whatever it was, like much longer. 8 days turned into a 9-month ordeal. So like, that's why they do all those tests, Robert. That's why they do all those mental things, Lanika, because like Robert and Lanika paired up and they're like, oh, we going for a car ride for 3 days. And ended up, we made a mistake. It's 3 years. You better know who your partner is. You better be dialed in. So the astronauts are coming back home. I think they're scheduled to land this evening sometime based on the last headline I saw. But that's interesting. Another bankruptcy, Robert Lanika, Forever 21. I'd go into the mall and they were like the place to be. Yeah. I never bought their stuff. But again, interesting, going bankrupt. And what to do. Again, there's no finger pointing at them, just a name that many of us may know. I thought, Robert Lanika, another interesting thing, Amazon debuts premier tier of Alexa. Alexa was kind of the go-to place, I think, and Echo and Dot, and y'all feel free to take a note or two, any of these you want to come back to, but I got 2 more to say. But I thought it was interesting is that the war for AI and just the human-centered, hey, can you turn off the microwave and let me know when it's ready outside and then tell the sitter to come over, all those things-ish I saw in the announcement. So just getting more human, more intelligent, more easier verbally spoken, but y'all can jump in on here. 1 more second. You may have seen the headline some months ago, Lanika and Robert, Bank of America. The employee, I believe it was, that died because they were working a death of an associate, multiple 100-hour weeks. So Bank of America is really trying to see how can they do that. But man, the pressure at companies is intense. And so I just want to call that out. And lastly, I thought Spy stuff only happened in like movies. But Deal and Rippling are two kind of human resources rivalry companies. And interesting how one of their employees, a Deal mole, infiltrated Rippling, accessing trade secrets. And so they caught this alleged bad actor in a fake Slack channel set up as a honey trap for them. So that's my headlines of the day. Robert or Lanika, any one or two that grabbed you that you wanted to pull on the thread a bit more before we move on to the main topic of the day?
Man, there's
That's a
so
lot,
much
right?
in there.
That's a lot.
I know.
I think the thing that grabs. Go ahead, Lanika.
No, you go. The thing that grabs you, go.
Yeah, the thing that grabbed me first was, of course, the AI stuff with the Alexa Premiere, and that is because I'm a fan of some of the smart home stuff, and I've done like a lot of comparisons. And it's going to shock you to hear me say this, Ramon. I'm a fan of Apple stuff, but Apple is like way behind on the smart home and the AI stuff, because I've got a HomePod Mini here in my office, and it's just not as smart as my Alexa. It's just not as smart as the Google Home, and they're trying to do the integration with OpenAI and ChatGPT for their HomePod stuff, but they've got a way to go. I mean, even with the new Apple artificial intelligence, or the Apple Intelligence, they've still got a way to go. And so boo Apple on that one.
Yeah, but of course, Apple, they're not. I would bet on them all day and twice on Sunday. They'll just buy some company or highly integrated in there. So, but thank you, Robert, for that. Lanika, what jumped out on you? Any one of those things? I know I said them fast, but like you wanted to pull on there.
I think I was listening to you talk about all the companies filing for bankruptcy, and I think that we're going to see a lot more companies filing for bankruptcy over the next year or so, because I've noticed that there is a lot of bloated budgets, right? And there's a lot of companies that haven't adapted to consumer behavior and the way that people are interacting, especially brick and mortar stores. So like Forever 21, people really aren't shopping, especially that demographic, really aren't shopping in stores like that anymore, right? So I think for us as small business owners, that's what really jumped out at me is the overhead. You know, I have a lot of space that I don't use anymore since the pandemic. We really haven't used the space, and I only have one person in the office now. Everyone else works from home. And so I actually had I don't know if you know who Tanisha is from Natural Born Organizers, come in last week and clear out the space so that I can rent it out, because it's just dead space that I'm not making money from. So just figuring out ways that we can reduce our overhead, and then really looking at, I think risk management is something that as small businesses we don't pay enough attention to. And so I think that we just need to pay more attention to our budgets, because if it's happening to them, it can happen. Obviously, it can happen to us on a smaller scale, and we just need to really learn lessons from what's going on and pay attention to what our customers are asking for and what they're doing. If they're shifting away from us, why are they shifting away from us? Anyway, that's what jumped out at me. I was thinking about that.
I love it. Thank you. And Lanika, remind us who you are, who you want to talk to, who should reach out to you. Remind the people one more time, who is Lanika E. Johnson?
Yeah, so I'm a dual CEO. I am the CEO of Trash Logic. We are a waste logistics company. We manage trash from cradle to grave for mostly apartment communities and retail centers and malls. And then on the other side, on press staffing side, we work with entrepreneurs, mostly solopreneurs, that really need to build a team and really are tired of doing it themselves and aren't able to scale because they're wearing too many hats. So we really assist with that. So that's what I do, and that's what I love to do. And yeah, that's me.
Love it. And she has a few little secret other things she's doing, ladies and or men. So if you want to know about that, you just have to DM her, find it yourself, and say, Ramon, so you got some secret stuff going on. What is that about? You have to talk to yourself. Robert, tell the people who you are, who you serve, what you do, who you'd love to have a conversation with, brother, please.
I'd like to have a conversation with Ramon Ray. Oh, I'm already doing that. Okay, no, I'm playing.
Anytime, Robert. Anytime.
Yeah, my name is Robert Kennedy III. I am the president of Kinetic Communications. We work with small business owners, small business leaders who need to communicate and connect more effectively, both on stage or in person and on video, so that they can generate more income and more visibility.
Love it. Glad you're here, Robert.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for being here today. And we're live streaming on video across a variety of video platforms. So thank you all for being here who are seeing myself, Lanika, and Robert. Glad you're here today. And we're also live streaming on Clubhouse. Hey, Ayana's here. You're looking to play piano better. Ayana of the Musical Web is here as well. Ayana, good to have you here. But you're looking to, we're also streaming on the social audio app called Clubhouse, which was birthed out of COVID, and hundreds and hundreds of us gather together daily at 5 a.m. This group, this community is called Breakfast with Champions. Breakfast with Champions. So I must say one thing: if you're waking up and you're a bit lonely, and you want to laugh, you want to cry, you want to fight, you want to learn about finance, about health, about money, about every eclectic topic under the sun, that topic is on Breakfast with Champions. So again, honored to be here. Thank you, BWC. Thank you, Marilyn, for allowing us to stream on the BWC side as well. Before we move on, anybody on the BWC side wanted to jump in? If not, no problem. Just your opportunity to jump in, give a comment on mic, say your name. And if not, I'm going to move on to the main topic of the day.
Good afternoon to you all from London.
Hey, who's this?
It's Eleni.
Eleni, the mic is yours. Welcome.
Yeah, I just wanted to wish you all an incredibly blessed and abundant week of magic and life's magical blessings. I'm a painter and artist, entrepreneur, super successful and abundantly blessed, and love to say I'm a rich bitch. And I wish you all an abundant day.
Hey, Eleni, thank you so much. I received those blessings, and I'm not to that level yet, but one day I'm going to get there. Robert probably is there. Lanika, I don't know what she called herself, but Eleni, that was beautiful. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here, as we say so much across the pond. Glad you're here. All right. Anybody else want to Mike say your name? Hey, Favor, good morning.
Good morning.
Anybody else want to do?
Good morning.
Hey, let me see who's
Trisha.
that. Trisha Rue, what's up? Mike is yours, Trisha.
I just wanted to say quickly, it was mentioned that sometimes the impact is on a small scale.
Yes.
But when we are smaller companies and entrepreneurs, sometimes that scale we get hit on a big scale, a large scale, when that impact is on a small company. So we need to protect ourselves. I just was gonna, mention that. So,
I appreciate it for sure. All right. Yeah, I hear Ramon. Say your name for me?
Favor.
Hey, Favor, mic is yours.
Hey, Ramon. Thanks so much. Good morning.
We just have a double mic, maybe a double mute somewhere there. So I'm sure somebody will hear that and fix that. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I believe the major thing that's coming to me, as I'm listening.
Go ahead, Favor.
Sorry.
Favor, here's what it is, Favor. Let me just explain to you, Favor. You are so special. Like, your voice is so powerful, sometimes it has to be doubled. So you can choose to take this as an annoyance or choose to be like, I'm all that in a bag of chips. The mic is yours, Favor. Continue.
An annoyance or an anointing? Let's go.
Ooh.
Come on.
Come on. Come on now. Favor, go ahead. The mic is yours.
And his name's Favor, too. Check that out. Oh,
Robert. Go to church, Robert.
Let's light it up this morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What came to me, the major thing that came out to me is the greatest commodity for everyone is time. And if we can manage our time wisely and connect the dots, then small businesses can do a lot more. But I think the overthinking and the overwhelming and the overstressing is taking over our time. And if we do that over time, then we wouldn't have enough time to do what we really need to do. So that's what came to me, and I'm so excited about the topic for today. Thank you. Back to you, Ramon.
Oh, you're welcome. And Favor, remind the people, tell Robert and tell Lanika who you are and why they should maybe hit you up for the amazing services you are. And then Lanika jump in with any response about time, and Robert, you as well. But Favor, remind everybody and tell my friends here who you are and what you do, Favor.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
My name is Favor Bassi EK, based in Houston, Texas, and I'm a business owner and a podcaster at WeDon'tPlayPodcast.com that has been able to get about 500 episodes with SEO applied, with a vertical of Pinterest and podcasting, and just helping businesses understand how to value their time and also connect with people who actually want their services over time. So that allows you to connect with them through blogs, through websites, through rankings, but also importantly, even especially with the topic today with Alexa, you need to be on those platforms because it's called Answer Everywhere Optimization. It's SEO, but it's now AEO. So if you're able to connect the dots and do that for your business, then long term you can be able to sustain your business and cut your overhead costs over time. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you for having me. Back to you, Ramon.
Favor, thank you, Mr. SEO specialist. Lanika talked about that. Favor just talked about time management so important. Would you agree with that? Disagree? What are your thoughts on that, Lanika?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the one thing that we can all agree that we as entrepreneurs struggle with is time management. I have never met an entrepreneur that did not have that struggle at some point. And even those of us who are super productive even struggle with that because we want to do all the things. We are, as you know, just in our DNA, we're creative people. So we always have ideas, and there's so much we want to do. And so it's easy to fall into that, into that place of just not managing our time, our resources well. So we have to be, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. We really need to mind our resources better, our money, our time, our people. I always say there's this pyramid where you have time, money, and people, and if you don't have enough time, you need more money or you need more people, right?
Yes.
If you don't have enough money, you need more time or
Right.
you need more people, right? So just always keeping that in mind, like keeping that balanced. So.
Nah, for sure. No, thank you, Lanika. Robert, talk to us. Time, money, people, et cetera, pouring into us, brother.
I'm still trying to get the triangle thing. I mean, I'm just my mind is like, my mathematical mind is like, hold on, people, okay, minus X carry the
That's
one.
right.
Yeah.
It is an equation, though. To your point, it is an equation.
It is. It is. Lanika's right. I mean, it's time management. It's all of the above. And the funny thing is, some of us would think that it's because we're bad time managers, and it's not always just that. For example, as a speaker, when I travel, there's some things that I don't get to do back in home office that still need to be done. So there are other people that need to do them. And for example, I just came back I was speaking in Calgary last week. And my mental intention was when I got back, I would do certain things. When I got back, dude, my body was like, bruh, lie yourself down.
Happened to me for 10 days in a row.
Right. So what happens during that time? You either have people or you have something that happens or everything drops, or you've got to say, well, I just got to take a pause on this one right now and I'll pick it up on Monday. So there's that tension that always exists, and it's nice to say you should have more people. You need more people, man. Or
I have the people.
You just gotta, you got press staff and got the people.
I got the
people. Yeah, and so some people, when you're starting at the beginning, you might need the people, but you may not have the money to have the people. So you got to spend more time doing the stuff, and you got to stay up later. So there's that math again.
It's all math. It's all math. Hey, Savanya, good to have you here. Savanya's an amazing intellectual property lawyer and more. Again, Sean, good to have you here. I heard a voice. Please say your name and jump on in.
Hey, Ramon.
Hey, Brian, what's up, brother? Good to hear your voice, man. Mic is all yours, Brian.
You too. One thing that really helps with time, and I know we're all wearing 1,000 hats, is having non-negotiables. Everybody has got to have those 3 to 5 non-negotiables, whatever those are for you, and really revolve everything around those non-negotiables. For me, it's maybe getting at least 6 hours of sleep. Health is wealth. So figure out what your non-negotiables are and prioritize around that, and that will help you with this crazy time equation that we're all trying to deal with. But if you start with those non-negotiables, things that you do every day that you will not sacrifice, and then build around that, prioritize around that, it does help with that crazy triangle and math equation. I'm complete. Thanks, Ramon.
Hey, Brian, and stay with me for a minute, Brian. Everybody's saying, Brian, you just tore the stage off the deck. No, tore the mic off the rooster. You did something. You gave a great keynote talk. Robert, don't shake your head like that, Robert. I'm trying to uplift.
Hold on. You need one of these. You need one of these.
I'm trying to figure out how
There we go.
Brian, you gave a great talk at Creative Con. Brian, tell the people who you are, who you serve before I go. Before I let you go, Brian, tell the people who you are, who you serve.
No problem. I'm still trying to figure out this mic stage rooster.
Yeah,
thing.
me too.
But you know, my name's Brian Smith. I'm out of the south suburbs of Chicago, and I am a speaker and an executive coach. I host a radio show out of the southwest suburbs called The Quad Father, all things inspirational. I try to drive inspiration and inspirational people, give them a platform for their stories and what they're doing. And then I run a 501c3 nonprofit called SOAR, Swift Outdoor Accessible Recreation. We help people with disabilities get back outdoors. So it's just part of my journey. I broke my neck when I was 17, became a quadriplegic, and has been blessed ever since to do so many things that statistics said I wasn't going to be able to do. So I've truly been blessed. So I serve anybody and everybody that is really looking to drive their potential, whether you're an entrepreneur, small business, just an individual looking to grow. I love seeing that growth because I believe everybody can win. We all can win. So thank you for that opportunity, Ramon.
Brian, of course. Thank you, Christina. He dropped the mic. Those are the words I was trying to put together, Robert, but for some reason, my brain was just, it was a fluster of flustulation. All right.
You were still on time, money, people math. That's what that was. You was like, oh.
Exactly.
I should have never brought that up. That's just going to be perplexing you guys for days.
No, it's a compliment. It is a compliment of the highest honor, Lanika. It's a compliment. It's a compliment, Lanika. So just say thank you. It's a compliment.
Thank you.
I think one more person may have been trying to come in. Let me pause for 2 seconds, say your name loud and clear. And if not, we'll move forward.
Yeah, I think that was me.
Ramon,
it's Chima.
Hey, Chima, the mic is yours. Go for it.
I just want to say, well, I don't know if it's all right to say thanks.
It's always okay to say thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for joining the campaign. But also something something quite profound happened to me this last week. Because you probably, I don't know if you remember, I always used to share about this boy that I brought from Nigeria to Buckingham Palace, a little 12-year-old. What I didn't realize is the paintings that he gave to the Queen that were put into the Royal Collection set a record for him. I didn't realize he was the youngest ever artist in the Royal Collection. And I just realized that this last week. And I thought, wow, that is quite profound, because this is something, the Royal Collection spans back about 4 or 5 centuries of classic art. And this boy's pieces are in it to them. I thought that's amazing. So I'm trying to now use that as leverage. So anyone with ideas of how to leverage things like that, yeah, I'd love to hear from you.
And congratulations, Chima, on impacting a young man's life like that through art, connecting him to the Royal Palace in England, etc. So thank you for sharing that story, Chima. Appreciate it very, very much. All right, everyone, we're going to keep moving forward here. Again, my name is Ramon Ray, Celebrity CEO. Get to know me better at CelebrityCEO.com. Hanging out with my friends, Lanika E. Johnson, Press Staffing, and Trash Logic. Robert Kennedy III. You can definitely see him on LinkedIn. Robert Kennedy III, amazing, amazing communication specialist. We're 37 minutes into the show, which means 0 minus 37 is 23.
Maybe a good time.
Yeah, 23 minutes to go. And I wanted to share with you, Robert, Lanika, something that happened to me and get your thoughts. I don't even know how to ask the question or talk about it, but I know you all will understand where I'm going. As you all may know, if you didn't know before, you know now, I was mild cold. No, mild cold, just to be fully clear, nothing. Oh my God, I didn't know. No, mild cold since last Thursday, not the Thursday that just passed, but like 10 or so, whatever days ago that would be, took my hat off in Brooklyn, and me and Robert have similar, which I like a close shaved head. And for me, everybody's body is different though. For me, if my hair gets wet, etc., and the wind hits me or there's too much air, I get a little chilly. I'll start to get chills or get a head cold. Usually that's what happens. Excuse me, but this happened for days and days and days. You can hear a little residue of it on my voice now. So I was in bed, and there's not one question here, Lanika and Robert. So pull wherever you want to pull from here. But I would just think, you know what? I'm a small business owner, and I'm not talking about even because I do class certain sizes of businesses. Some people are trying to get to 100,000 in revenue. Some of us are easily at between 100,000, $1 million in revenue, or even in that their spaces. Then you have those from million and 10 million, million to 5 million, whatever it is. They haven't made it. They could be not paying themselves, but that's still
Right.
a level. And you have others who probably built a sizable business. They're paying themselves. They're just worried about the sustainability of their business, as I see it simplistically. Point being, Robert, Lanika, laying in bed and I'm thinking, I cannot be like this for 30 days. If I don't move, Ramon, I'm a small business. Ramon doesn't move as the talent, the operator, actions won't happen. Sales won't get made. Things won't get done. So that's one thing I just wanted to mention that kind of scared me, and I still think about it. That's number one. Number two, just thinking about the things I was waking up early morning rushing to do. I don't know if that was the most profitable, the most beneficial use of my time. I have a daily show, 7 a.m. USA Today streams it. And I think there is visibility. There is goodness in a daily show on USA Today if they do more with it. That's a conversation for another day. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not here, and nobody called me and said, we miss you. And I'm not talking about you, Robert, Lanika. I know I have a good show. People miss me. So I want to be clear of the context. I'm not looking for that. But I'm saying in the greater scheme of things, maybe I just do 3 good pieces of content a week. Maybe I do 1 every 2 days. Why is it at 7 live? Maybe it should just be at 11 p.m. and I post it. So those are 2 things I wanted to share. And again, I got a lot of feedback. Ramon, you have to build systems. You have to be an operator. You have to. Robert, Lanika. Thank you, people, but we all read those books. I know that. I'm in the program, so I'm not looking for advice. Ramon, you got to read Gino Wickman's book. That'll set you free. People, listen. I built several businesses, sold a few businesses, so I'm not saying it at arrogance, but I'm not looking for that today. And some of it could be for those who don't know, but it's just, and people take it where you want, Robert or Lanika, but so I'm not saying don't say it, but it's just, I got so many comments. Ramon, build systems. Ramon, build processes. You have to get a team. Ramon, you don't have somebody else who can do it. No. There's nobody else. I built it now that can go into my QuickBooks and send an invoice. Ramon, just train somebody to do it. Well, you got to have the money to do that. Ramon, somebody else can't do your show for you while you're gone? No, they can't. Hey, Robert, stop your stuff. Come over and be me and give me the check. Come on, people. It doesn't, as people were saying it sometimes, you know, me, Lanika and Robert, it's not as simple as we say it is. Lanika's out. Oh, just call Ramon. He'll do you a favor and help you with Trash Logic. I don't know nothing about her business. I can. Wrong guy. So I'll stop there. I'll toss it to you first, Lanika, or Robert, whoever has the passion for it. Anybody got something really want to say, just jump on in. But I think it could be, Lanika, I'll turn to you. Only because I saw your body shift like this, but Robert's was stoic still. So he could have been chomping at the bit, but he didn't shift a bit. So, you know, it's kind of like, so let me stop there. But Lanika, anything I said made sense? Thoughts?
It all makes sense. I mean, we all have advice for other people, right? We can always tell other people what they should be doing. Being in that actual seat feels a lot different. There's a lot more pressure when you're the person sitting in that seat. And there's a lot of factors that you're considering that other people don't know. You know, I often say that even with my leadership team, sometimes they get upset because I'm not doing something they want me to do, right? They come to me and they say, we should be doing this. And I say, you know, okay, I'll think about it. And then I choose not to do it. And they don't understand why we're not doing the thing that they think makes all of this sense. But I have the big picture. I know everything. I know all the things that are going to be affected if I make that decision. And you don't know that. You don't know all those things. You only know, you know, your small little part. And so it's easy to look at other people's businesses, especially when we're business owners, and say, hey, you should have this and you should have this. They don't know what your IRS debt is. They don't know, you know, if you have other people that, you know, you're beholden to. You don't know. They don't know if you're taking care of your parents. They have no idea what the bigger picture is. And so I think that we can offer advice, but also We need to give people space to make their own decisions and not judge them because they're not doing what we think they should be doing, because we don't even know what they're dealing with.
Yeah. And any thoughts? And Robert, jump in now, but then Lanika, I want to come back to you after Robert. Also on the part about just things I was doing that I'm like, this is not as a big deal as I thought. But Robert, jump on in, and then I want to get your comments on that too, Lanika.
Yeah. So two things. Number one, there's nothing like illness to give you perspective.
Yes.
Right? There's nothing like when you are forcibly stopped.
That's right.
To give you a new lens on all the stuff that you were doing and whether or not it was, moving the needle, driving value in your life. And so you need to reassess, or if you don't have it built in, your body does it for you at some point. You got to reassess where you are. So that's one. The second thing is, not everybody has the same perspective, lens, or desires. Right? Somebody says, "Oh, you need to build systems. You need to," and there's some people that are like, "Well, no, I don't want to scale." There are people that have had businesses where they've led 100 people, 100 employee organizations, and now they're kind of like, "I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a team of more than 2 people. That's just what I want to do." Well, no, you got to grow in order to do this. In order to scale a 10 million or 55 million point 2, you got to do this. I'm like, no, I just don't want to do that. And that's okay.
And that's fine.
That's okay. We all get to choose the model of business or of life that we want. Right. And the upshot of that is that we also don't owe anybody else any explanations about why we want to do that. Right. So
That's
people
correct.
are welcome. I solicit sometimes, and I welcome thought processes and even opinions. But don't get mad just because I didn't do the thing that you opined about.
Yeah, no, that's true. And Lanika, I want to come back, but I want to, one of our friends here, Sherdon Reynolds, is here. She prints it. Sherdon has an amazing business, does custom printing, and Lanika echoes that. But I love that. Sherdon, thanks for being here with us today. I despise the advice that's truly centered around what I can do differently in my business to accommodate their need and not necessarily what's the best for the growth of my business. For example, as a print company, when people recommend that I do smaller jobs and things of this nature, she's probably going to go on her next comment. So Sherdon, you're exactly right. And thank you for sharing that perspective, Sherdon. And I'll tell you one more thing, Robert and Lanika, that I learned as well. I love your comment. Oh, sorry, Lanika, were you going to say anything else about anything before I bring in the point?
No, I mean, I was going to piggyback on what you said about,
Please.
being sick and saying, are these the things that I need to do? I remember a point in my business where I just woke up one day and I said, I'm not going to let this business kill me. And, I knew it was affecting my health. And I just said, as much as I love it, I'm not going to let it kill me. And I told you earlier off camera that I shut down 2 of my offices. And I was like, I was on an airplane every 3 days and I just can't do this anymore. And I just shut down the DC office. I shut down the Seattle office. And I said, and I'll just have to be okay with managing my business locally because this is too much on my body. And I just, the level that we were scaling and the trajectory was too fast for me personally. And I just couldn't do it anymore. And so you just, you figure out what works for you and you do that thing and not worry about what other people think you should be doing. So just echo what you guys were saying.
No, thank you, Lanika. And I'll finish what Sherdon said. I realize when you put it on the screen, it doesn't show everything. But for example, as a print company, when people recommend that I do smaller runs solely because they just don't want to buy bulk, that does not help the growth of my business. That just helps your needs. So yeah, so Sherdon totally gets this. Christine Howard, love your comments on this. I said the same thing when I was in the military, Lanika. It was starting to affect my health and I had to choose. So I retired in 2015. Love it, love it, love it. And I guess the other thing I'm learning here to confess to you all, Robert, Lanika, 2 things I realize I'm doing wrong in my business that I could do better. And feel free to talk about this exact thing I'm about to say or other perspective. This is our show, so take it where you want to take it. But I realize that I need to be better at being a financial steward of my money. I've read Mike McAllister's book, Profit First. I think millions have read it, and it saved my life in COVID. I had money set aside. I was like, man, money's not coming in. At least I got a full 1,000 here. I wouldn't say starve, because that'll never happen. I got too many friends and church community. I'm never going to starve, but I don't have to change my life. You know what I'm doing. That would be, that's jarring, whatever your life is. But point is that I probably need to pull out a larger percentage of money and move it into those buckets. If you haven't read Profit First, I'm not going to get into it now. Just read the book Profit First. But I probably need to move it in a simplistic way, right, Robert? Because she's the one with the triangle with the numbers. So, you know, you and I, but I need to do better at the buckets of money, of where I put the money in, as I do mean as a triangle for sure. So I need to do better, probably raising it up a bit or figuring it out. But then too, Robert, Lanika, I spend too quickly. I don't know if I want to be as frugal as my wife is, but I can buy a toy. I bought $1,000. Was it DJI, DIJ? Yeah.
DJI, yeah.
DJI, thank you. $1,000 video camera. Because I'm going to an event, Robert, and I need to record. I got to be like XYZ. Robert, I bought a $16 multi-gigabyte, terabyte, AI-powered, futuristic SD card, put it in my, God bless America, Android phone, and got the battery changed. It's good enough for what I do. I'm not Robert. I'm not my friend Brent Leary. I'm not Shay Brown. So from what I do, that's good enough. So point is, I'm just sharing it here, and Robert, I'll come to you first, is that just, I realized for me, part of my business issues, where I want to be in life and how Ramon wants to be, I need to do better at pulling money aside for taxes and all the other kind of thing. And then number two, spend less. Ramon's not going to be broke at all. Trust me on that. But I don't have to spend when I get money in. Oh, great. Let me go donate money to Brother Bob for $2,000 because he can pay his rent, when I should have really put that aside for rainy day. So Robert, thoughts on that, comment on anything there?
Yeah. But yeah, you know, there are all sorts of things that we all could do better at in business. And I think the good of, number one, being sick, number two, having a moment to reflect, is that we get to adjust. We get to recognize, okay, yep, this was not working in the way that I desired it to. And the thing about life is, sometimes we've got the best of intentions, right? And we're like, I want to do this. And then life gets rolling, and we kind of start sliding off track a little bit. But because everything is moving or in momentum at that point, you don't really recognize that you're off track at that time. So having a moment to sit, having a moment to reflect and say, okay, yeah, that wasn't where I wanted it to, or what, that wasn't the direction that I intended to head. Now you get to adjust. Now you get to go back to that bank account. Now you get to, Mike Michalowicz recommends Relay as a business bank account that automatically allows you to separate some things. I love Relay, right? This show is not being brought to you by Relay, but maybe it should be.
I'm like, let me write that down.
Robert, how would you say it, Robert? Give a commercial, Robert, in the best Robert voice. Take a few seconds if you need it. You know, give a little 10-second, little something there. So, Lanika, it's good to have you here to show, Lanika. Let's take a quick break, Lanika. We got a big sponsor here, a corporate executive, whatever it is. Robert, mic's yours.
If your bank account is on the low side, then you need to make sure that you've got everything heading up to the high side. Check out Relay, recommended by Mike Michalowicz. Do that today.
Robert Kennedy the third. You are the GOAT, man. Oh, that was beautiful. Lanika's going to sign up now. Nika, stop. That was a fake commercial. Lanika, stop. That was a fake commercial. Stop.
I told you I was going to write it down. I wrote it down too. I wrote it.
We got 4 million people buying it, saying, "Oh my God." Yes, ladies, Relay just announced. I didn't want to flex too much, but Relay just became a sponsor of the Celebrity CEO show. It's only a few million. You know, I'm not Mr. B. So, all right, come on, Christina. What can I say, Christina? All I can do is. All right. Were you saying something serious, Robert or Lanika, that I cut? Was the moment past and too late?
No, I think that was a perfect segue to whatever you want to do.
Listen, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Celebrity CEO Show. You can get to know me better at celebrityceo.com. You can get get to know Lanika Johnson much better at pressstaffing.com. Get to know Robert Kennedy III across all platforms. Robert Kennedy III across all platforms. See him for all your communication needs. Let me pause a bit. BWC side. I've been going on and on and on. We got 8 minutes to go in this show before we have amazing show with GA, Shay, and Julie. Anybody else wanted to join us on this on the BWC side? On Mike, say your name.
Ramon, this is GA.
GA, what's up, brother?
I just want to say, making money brought to you by Billy D. Williams and Co. 45.
That was pretty good, wasn't it, GA? That was good.
Man, that was smooth as oil pulled up from South Texas.
Yes.
That was smooth.
Yeah, and GA, we have a whole people. We have many people of talent like Robert Kennedy III. So anytime you want to work with him, you just go to celebrityco.com, click on I want to work with Robert Kennedy. I will get that. I will invoice you, and then we usually give our talent like 1% of what we bring in. So GA.
I mean, I'll take the 1% if the overhead is, if the total amount is
Just
10
pay me
million.
in equity, man.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I gotta bring in Lanika. Sorry, 0.05% we're gonna give to Robert. Listen, everybody. Anybody else wanted to jump in and comment on the BWC side before we continue on with the show and get ready to close it out in about 6-7 minutes?
I'm just saying,
Hey,
with that
Trish.
voice, whatever he's selling, I'm buying. Okay,
Right?
I'm just saying. Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's done. Anna, you said you want him to do a voiceover for Anna Webb for your piano classes? Absolutely. We can arrange that too. I'm his agent, so for sure. All right, everybody. Hey, Tyrone. All right. Hey, Carrie, good to see you here, Carrie. Get to know people better. Carrie and I were together. I think we were in person at Creative Con, but I got to spend some time with her at the Creative Con community that Julie and Dominique are building. So it's just good to see Carrie's. I think that's the right Carrie. Carrie's face there as well. And of course, Brian Swift, glad you're here as well. Listen, everybody, life is not easy. Life has its ups and downs. Life can be challenging. And through my sickness, one thing I was grateful for, and again, everybody, mild, absolutely, Christina, mild, just head cold, mild flu. But being there, Lanika and Robert, I was just saying there are some people who wake up every day possibly in pain or discomfort. I like how Brian, I think it's Brian Swift, I believe his last name. He said he's blessed, but he became a paraplegic when he was 17. Others on the platform, maybe they have something we don't see. It could be Robert or Lanika for all I know, but something we don't see outwardly. But they wake up in pain, got to take a shot, got to do something every day just to move forward. My wife has severe back pains, been that way for a couple of years now, and she's trying to resolve it. So for me, I must say I am blessed as well, not looking at the other. But I'm saying, man, at least I knew what I did. It's a head cold. It shall pass. And it did. But I'm like, God bless and hat off to the people who wake up every day in some pain or some egregious difficulty from my lens. Again, please, everybody, don't get too politically correct with me. I'm just saying they're not, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Some people get sensitive. No, we're differently abled and all that. I'm saying, but if your body's not, let me just, you get what I'm trying to say. So I'm grateful how I am, that all four my limbs work and my brain works and I can wake up and jump and run. And so I have no excuse. But Robert, anything you want to add, brother? Got about 5 more minutes to go on the show. And I just want to say, Robert, it's really great being your friend. Thank you for being a part of the show. You make the show what it is. Love how you're easy to flow, easy to work with. And I know you're busy. You got a family, you got business to run. And working with what you do in your communications and more. So I just want to say it's always good hanging with you. And just this is a show I can do in full comfort and be myself, knowing I have one anchor. There's a second anchor here too, anchor as well. But Robert, anything you want to say to the people? Talk to us about before we get ready to wrap things up.
Listen, I don't have anything too much to add. I really just want to encourage people, number one, to take care of your body. And number two, listen to your body. It's okay to take a moment away from things. One of the practices that I've taken on over the last few years is doing what I call a personal retreat, at least a couple of them yearly. And for me, that personal retreat is at least one full 24-hour period away. So I may leave on a Saturday afternoon, spend the entire Sunday away doing what I want. It could be everything or nothing. And then I'll come back on Monday. But the purpose is to get away. And this personal retreat is not like, oh, you stop all the work and you stay at home. No, you could be at an Airbnb down the street, but you got to get away. You got to get away. So take some time for yourself, take care of your physical as well as your mental health, and don't let it get to a place where your body forces you to take a break.
That is true. Lanika, talk to the people. And I want to tell you, Lanika, as well, thank you for being a part of this show. You're a first-class host. You're fun, friendly, fierce, smart, all the things. And it's just, I feel fully comfortable having you here, and you're the perfect host I want. I want to be me. That's just it. I want to be able to cry or laugh, be serious, or just change the script. and people who just flow. So really,
Yeah.
Lanika, you're first
I
class.
love it. Thank you for inviting me to this. This has been a great experience over the past. I don't even know how long we've been doing this now, but it's just really been a great experience. And I enjoy the perspectives that you guys bring, and you make me think when we get off. So I so appreciate that. But to echo what you both have spoken about today, I think it's so important for us to center our health, because we are all responsible for other people, right? There are other people who depend on us to be healthy so that we can continue to do what we want to do. But also, I think most of us are working for freedom, and we need to really think about what freedom means to us and what that looks like, and then start making decisions to get us to that place, right? Because freedom for me looks probably very different than it looks for you guys. But what is it going to take for me to get to what I consider freedom for me and my business, so that I can still take care of my parents, I have aging parents, still be able to take care of my 2 children, who are college students, and be able to take care of me, right? I've gotten to a place now where things don't mean as much to me, right? I figure, like, my house is too big. I don't need all of this. So what's next for me, so that I can take care of me, but still be able to take care of the people that I love? So I can never walk away from trash because it pays me, right? I'll stay in it somehow, some way. Speaking of, if anybody's in Houston, I will be in Houston speaking at the Insure Waste and Recycling Expo, talking about the behaviors around what we consume and what we dispose of. So just want to throw that out there. But yeah, we really need to start thinking about what we are choosing to do with our time, and how we're showing up in the world, and if it's authentic to us, or are we doing what other people think we should be doing.
Lanika, amazing, amazing, amazing. And Robert Kennedy gave a keyword that just threw me off earlier today. I could have went off on that one thing, 75 hard, like a bit, whatever. That's just me for hours. You said something. You said what personal care means to me. I have a whole segment I can do on that. There is no time, but maybe we'll start off on personal care so I can rib you a little bit, Lanika. Have some fun. Yeah. It had cucumbers and face masks on it, and I was going to go off all day. Listen, Robert, how can we reach you? Did I ask you? I think I'm not sure if I asked you, but anyway, how can we reach you, Robert? Who do you want to talk to? Then want to close the show out.
You can reach me, robertkennedy3.me. All of my socials are there. All of the resources, programs that we offer are there. So you can get connected with me. If you're a small business owner, if you're a small business leader who is struggling to connect effectively with your audience or with your teams, and you know that because the activities, the actions, you're not seeing transformation. Everything is just in maintenance mode, and you're struggling to get your voice heard. Make sure that you connect with us so that we can help you to figure out how to be more confident, compelling on camera and in person.
I appreciate it. Lanika, how can we reach you? Where do you want us to go, please?
So you can find me at Lanika Johnson, 2 I's in my name. I'm on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, everywhere, Lanika Johnson. And Press Staffing is where you go to get some help. So if you need some help, go to Press Staffing, 2 S's in press and 1 S in staffing. So that's 3 S's, pressstaffing.com. All right.
I'm a proud client. My name is Ramon Ray. Get to know me better at celebrityceo.com. Thank you so much, Lanika and Robert. I'm going to close this video and get back to BWC for a few seconds. And thank you all. Appreciate y'all.